Okay, today's one of those days. Today is one of those days that nothing's going as planned. Nothing. Have you ever had that where things just don't go as planned? You plan something and it just goes right on out the window. Like Monday, for instance, I had a meeting with the social worker, and that didn't go as planned. We had an allotted time. She showed up just like 15 minutes early, but we went a half hour over, longer than the meeting was supposed to last. Tuesday, that was a bummer. Yesterday was even worse. And then today is like really, really bad. Nothing's going as planned. Yesterday, Tuesday it was planned that on the way to Sioux Falls, I was going to drop Howard off to pick up the van that's in the shop. His van's in the shop. And that didn't go as planned. So I rushed home, and the van still was not done. It was supposed to be, but it wasn't. Okay, they had to call in parts. So I had to wait for parts to come in. So, okay. Then yesterday, it was planned for me to drop him off on the way to Sioux Falls. That did not happen. And when I went to Sioux Falls yesterday, I was thinking, I could come back from Sioux Falls. I could hurry up, get dressed, and then go to church. That is not what happened. Yesterday was the worst day. And so, okay. I went to Sioux Falls, and I did not take her. And again, I felt like really, really naked. But I did take Lila, the new girl, the new girl of the year. I took Lila. And I took her, and I sat her down, and at least I think it was Lila I took. Pretty sure it was Lila I took. You know what? Now I can't even remember. And it was just yesterday. Yeah, it was Lila. Yeah, it was. I took Lila. I took Lila with me. And so anyway, I know I took one of the damn girls. So there we go. Anyway, I took one of the girls. And so anyway, I didn't take her. And the whole time I was in Sioux Falls, I felt so naked because I didn't take her. And I just couldn't wait to get home to her. And because I had dressed her, the last video that I did, I had dressed her in this. When I changed her, the last time I had actually changed her, before today, because I just did the other video about our babies and missing our babies. And so anyway, I digress. I wanted to hurry up and get home, and I wanted to change her so that I could go to church. Well, that's not how things worked out. I ended up coming home. Howard had to go pick up the van, so we picked up the van real fast. Then hurried up, and he insisted I go to Skyview to get gas, so I did. By the time I got home, and then I had to eat something. I was so hungry. I had to eat something, but by the time I got home, everything got settled. It went on a 7:15. By the time I would have got to church, church would have been over. And by the time me and Howard, I got done eating, he got done with, our conversation. And then I told him about the tire being almost flat, that I thought it looked low yesterday. Or last night, I thought it looked low when I went to Skyview to get gas. I looked at the tire as I was coming out of the store. I was coming out and I could see the passenger tire, because it was like facing me. And I could see that it looked low. And I kept thinking, I didn't know if that was just my eyes or what it was. So anyway, so I come home and I told him about that. And I come upstairs and I was so tired. By the time I got upstairs, I could, and gotten done eating, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I just couldn't. And I laid down here and I thought, I'm just going to lay down for a minute. I started feeling kind of nauseous and I had, I was starting to get like a really bad headache. And I just started feeling so nauseous. And it was like, oh, I'm getting one of my migraines. And when I get my migraines are really bad. I wanted just complete silence. I didn't want anything on. I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't want nothing. I needed complete silence. Even lying and his scratching and itching was just enough to make my brain explode. I mean, I'm not kidding, I thought my head was going to explode. I really did. I thought it was just going to pop. Like my jaw just did. Ouch. You ever have you'll be talking or something, and all of a sudden your jaw will crack? Oh, that hurts and makes such a horrible sound in your ear. So I laid down and I fell asleep. And I laid here and I slept till almost 10 o'clock last night. I woke up and I turned on the news and they were just going to have the weather. So that was a lucky break. And I watched the weather and I was like, okay. So apparently there was, I thought, okay, the rest of the week's going to be groovy. It's just going to be cloudy and it's going to be windy and it's going to be kind of dreary looking, but okay, I can live with that. Oh, now the sun's coming out. Ain't that something? So anyway, so I thought, okay, the rest of the week's going to be great. So far this week had not gone like I'd wanted it to. Didn't get to church, laid here and fell asleep. And I was just like, oh, this is not good. So anyway, so I woke up, I got up, watched TV, and I was so tired. I wanted to hold her so bad. I did. I wanted to hold Sarah so bad. But I was just like, I can't even get up. So instead of holding Sarah, I just kind of leaned down and I took her little hand like this and just kind of held her little hand. And then I leaned over and I kissed her on her little forehead. And I went in and went to the bathroom and I come back and I seen Willow in the crib, or the baby crib. Willow is my baby. Now, I realize it's not the original Willow. My original Willow had red hair and hazel eyes. This is my Willow that I named her I named her Willow too. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and her eyelashes are really, really, they're not dark. but they're kind of a blondish. I don't like the eyelashes on this bitty baby. I like the black ones, but these bitty babies with the blonde hair, they make the eyelashes kind of a blondish color and kind of looks goofy. But I did pick up Willow, and I, you know, brought her over, and I sat down on the bed, and I was kind of, just kind of like playing with her, just kind of like that, kind of like how you'd play with a toddler. And I'm just sitting there going, do I, don't I, do I, don't I, and that's kind of how I was going with Willow. I was going, do I, don't I, do I, don't I, do I, I was just like playing like patty cake with her little hands. And I couldn't decide, what do I do? And I thought, so I turned on the nanny. After I watched the weather, I had turned on the nanny, and I got engrossed in watching the nanny. And the one with Fran Drescher, just in case you guys want to know, the one with Fran Drescher. And so I went and I turned over, and I was laying here, and next thing I know, I fell asleep. I just kind of turned over, and I was holding Willow, kind of like you hold a teddy bear, and I fell asleep. And next thing I know, I woke up, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got up, and I let Lion out. And I kind of drug myself into the kitchen because I was hungry. And I was hungry again. So I warmed up a couple of corn dogs. And I had me a couple of corn dogs, which they tasted fantastic. Oh, they did. Those corn dogs really tasted good. I hadn't had corn dogs in like a really long time. And I had bought some corn dogs the last time I was in Walmart, when we went to Walmart. And so they were really good. And I sat down, and, after I ate them, I sat down, and I, on the side of the bed, and I was sitting there going, okay, well, what do I do now? It was kind of like, and I had a glass of milk, a nice big tall glass of milk. I had a really big tall thing of milk. And I was debating, it's like, kind of like, what do I do now? It was like, it's still, by this time it was like almost 3:30. It was like 20 after 3:30, somewhere in there. And I was like, what do I do now? It was kind of like, I didn't really know what to do. And I sat, and I was like thinking about her. And it was like, okay, this night's not going as I planned it to. Again, nothing was going as planned. So I went in, and I put the cup and the plate in on the bathroom sink. I drug myself in here, and I got a bottle of soda. Matter of fact, it was the same bottle right here, out of the refrigerator, and opened it up just so that I could take my pills, my medicine. So I took my medicine, went in, I put the bottle of pop back in the refrigerator, and I went in, brushed my teeth, and I come in, and I was just like so tired. I laid here, and I tossed and turned. Next thing I know, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, I've got to go to sleep. I've got to do something. What am I going to do? And so I turned the TV on, and I turned on Trolls. And the first the first Trolls movie. I turned that on. And so I laid here and was watching Trolls. Next thing I know, I was out. And I woke up and it was almost 10:30 this morning. Okay, so here's today. Thinking that, okay, I'm going to make today count. I'm going to make today go like it's supposed to, right? Today has not gone like it was supposed to. While I was at the end of making my previous video talking about, how much, do we ever miss our babies? Do we miss them when we leave? Do we miss them when we're out? Do we miss them when we're doing things? And I was talking about how I'd went off to Sioux Falls and one time and I didn't take her and I missed her so much. And so I'm sitting there and it's like I'm making this video. The housekeeping agency called to let me know that the housekeeper will not be out tomorrow because I'm like, oh, this can't be. Her vehicle is in the shop and she's not going to get her vehicle back till Monday. And I'm like, oh, no, not again. We're not going to start this again, are we? Oh, no. We're not going to start this again. All 3 housekeepers that I've had, they couldn't come out because their vehicles broke down or they were sick or, they had a previous like family engagement or something with their family that they had to deal with. And I'm sitting there going, okay, the vehicle broke down. That is 3 of them. That's 3. I was like, oh, no. Then I was trying to make this video. So this is the second time I've had to do this video. I was making this video and the nurse texts me. And so I hurried up and I cut it. And because I thought, and the previous video, I thought the nurse was coming, but it wasn't. And, because I was making that video and I thought, the nurse was here when I cut the other previous video up, the one I was doing about missing the babies. I had cut the video short because I thought the nurse was here too. So there was the phone call and the nurse. So I thought, nope, the nurse text while I'm trying to do this video, talking about how things aren't going as planned. She texts me to let me know that she can't come today because they threw her a curveball. The agent, that particular agency, because it's through the hospital, threw her a curveball, and she had to go see another client that needed stuff right away. That deals with medicine and injections and things like that, which I personally don't have. I don't have injections or medicines that have to be done or anything. So she lets me know that she can't come today. And tomorrow ain't looking good either. She says, I'll have to just let you know tomorrow. Well, I've got plans tomorrow. I have an appointment, video conference tomorrow that I have to do at 2:00. So I'm hoping that nothing messes that up. So anyway, today has not gone as planned. And I thought, okay, since she's not coming, the housekeeper's not coming, I can at least try to get this video done. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this video done because it just kind of happened. The subject just kind of happened as my day was going and the week's been going. It's like, this is perfect. Let's talk about this for a minute, so it's like, things just don't go as you plan them to go. Things just don't, it's like for me, for others, it may not be that way. It may not be a constant thing for others, but it seems to be a constant theme for me where it's like nothing's going right. What is going on? It's like, is the universe in retro or something? It's like, why are it's like things aren't going right. What is going on? Why is this so crazy? I find it comical. I really do. I find it comical that you make plans and then nothing ever goes as planned. And like I was going to talk about, how I went off yesterday and I forgot her. Well, I didn't actually forget. I just kind of left her because this trip to Sioux Falls was just supposed to be in and out. And that didn't go. It's just nothing has gone right. Nothing. And today's not going right. Tomorrow's not looking good either. So, oh boy. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on what do they think. It's like, do they ever have those days? Do they, I can't possibly be the only one. I can't be the only one. Also, it sounds like Howard is here. So I think I'm going to go. And I will talk to everybody later. Bye.